Welcome to TalkGame, the talk show, season 2.
And we're your hosts, GQ and T.
And we are the relationship battle twins.
And here you'll learn how to have a healthy relationship, even if you're in the middle of a toxic one.
Basically, we heal hearts.
All right, let's get into our story.
So this video is regarding a situation that I didn't understand when I was in a serious committed relationship. And I was in a relationship with this woman for about a year and a half. And upon meeting her, of course, she was very much younger than me. But I gave it a chance, you know. And of course, I wanted to ensure that I was who she wanted because, again, she was young. And with me being older and more mature, I wanted to make sure I was what she wanted. So here we are a year and a half later, and I'm cleaning, and I find a love letter that she wrote to one of her exes. So, of course, reading it, my blood pressure is rising, and I'm getting very upset. And she was not at home at the time of me finding the letter. And so for me, I just still wonder, like, was that a sign from God for me to see this? And at the same time, should I have put a bullet in her ass? Because the way this letter was written, like, you literally sat down and wrote out a letter. It was not typed, it was handwritten. So that came from your heart. So it hurt me very much because I just did not understand, like, wow, all these things that you told me this year and a half was a lie. Who does that? Was I wrong? When I confronted her, I did not go off. I was very calm about it. It gave very much Angela Bassett and Waiting to Exhale.
So before we even get started with this letter, make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe on all social media platforms at Relationship Battle Twins.
And at the very least, comment down below so we can at least hear your thoughts on it.
Okay.
My girl toxic. I said it.
How is she
God,
toxic?
oh my God.
Explain how she's toxic.
Okay, so me personally, she attached more to the letter than she knew.
She attached more to the letter than she knew.
Yep. For one, she was snooping.
She said she was cleaning.
Men, in the comments right now, you tell me, am I right or wrong? If a woman say she cleaning, is she snooping?
She could be cleaning.
Snooping. Because the type of letter this is, don't nothing tell me she just left this on her dresser or just laying around.
Spring cleaning if she's washing papers. Drawers.
Her partner's paper. Don't nothing tell me that this letter wasn't put up somewhere.
You think it was hid?
Yeah.
Found it.
Yeah. And you know how you find stuff that's hidden?
She was snooping.
You snoop.
You don't feel like you could just fill out?
That's what y'all like to say.
See, you know what? I ain't gonna hold you because, like I told you, like, I don't like to do the snooping because I don't want to find. Right? But there have been times that I dead ass ain't snooping. Like, I'm really not. Like, I'm genuinely cleaning. You know, I go through these little fits and rages where I spring clean for real. Like, I just start going through shit. I'm knocking shit down all underneath shit, and I may find something. Do you think that it's not possible to just find something?
Do I think it's possible? Yeah. But this letter?
I think she was listening.
Okay. So, and then on top of that, one, this letter didn't have nothing to do with you. A lot of times in therapy, what they tell you, if you have bent up feelings, is to write yourself a letter, write it all down.
Yeah, that's true.
That pretty much could have been what she was doing to
get it out.
Right, to get it out of her system.
Without actually having to talk to the person.
Right.
Sometimes people don't give you closure. And you have to be okay with that in certain situations.
And sometimes people gain closure.
Yeah, right. You can get closure yourself by getting out your feelings and your emotions, so you're 100% right.
Right. So then on top of that, she expressed too much into the letter by saying, she lets me know that by saying it was handwritten. So you know she felt like, no, she wrote it out.
You don't think that it was heartfelt?
I know it was heartfelt. That doesn't mean that her position was any less in that person's life. Just because you found out she had some other feelings from somebody else.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't fully heal, or they think they've healed, or they think they've moved on, and then something happens and may trigger a thought process, and they may just have to get it out.
Yeah.
It could have been like a journal type writing to let go. But instead, she like internalized it that her partner didn't love her anymore. And as she went on, and for our listeners, there were some parts of the letter we couldn't air because of the promotion of physical violence, but
because we don't condone violence in relationships.
No, I was just saying we couldn't air that part of the story because of YouTube.
Oh, I was saying because we don't.
Yeah, no, I would have aired that part of the story.
In relationships.
I mean, that too.
Because relationships, I'll always stand on, they are not a physical contact. This is a non-contact sport.
Right, but she ready to get violent over something like that that she just could have easily read, tucked away, and left it alone. She could have been a safe place for her partner to express
and then
those
asked
feelings.
About it.
Right.
Instead of going off. I think a little bit of it is trauma. Because when I first heard this, I was like, oh my gosh. Because I know I've been in spots like this where you find something that is related to somebody else, and then you also don't want to have to deal with your partner still being in love with their ex and loving you. When I first heard this, I was like, this is a traumatic response, because I know for a fact that, like, I personally have been in situations, I've heard stories, we've had couples, like we've had singles that have been in situations where you start to relate these things, right? And you don't want to be in a spot to where somebody is in love with their ex and they kind of like monkey branched onto you and they didn't really heal from that.
Right.
And now you're basically just taking a spot of somebody else. You know what I mean? And I think that a little bit of it was maybe scary for her, and maybe it was like a traumatic response because maybe she's been through something like this before and she related it to that. But that's when I always go to, you gotta come talk to your person.
Right.
And not accuse them.
Right.
Come holler at them. This is when I say you got one or two options. You can either admit, I found this letter.
Because I was snooping.
Because I was spring cleaning.
Snooping. I want you to know, it doesn't matter how you phrase that. Yeah.
And that's why
if this ain't a norm for her. If this ain't a norm for her to be cleaning like that.
Yeah.
And especially if you know, if I tucked it under my socks in the back of my drawer and you found it, nah, nigga, you was snooping. If I knew I just placed it on my desk and you were wiping,
and you can find it.
Right. It's all about the location.
Yeah.
So
you come to them and you tell them, hey, I found this. Is this something that we need to be concerned about? That's always my concern.
Right.
For our relationship, is this going to be a problem?
Right.
Because this is your time to tell me that this is going to be a problem or not. Because let's talk about it right now. Let's figure this out. Because I get that sometimes people got to do things for themselves, right? Sometimes you got to do that healing for yourself. Right. If she had a bad breakup and this letter could have been old, right, from years ago or whatever, and she just wrote it out. Because I used to write what I call burn notes. You write them out.
Right.
And your therapist will tell you, burn it to let it go.
Right.
Or you put it on the back of a plate. You write it out on the plate. You break that plate. You let it go. It's gone. Type shit. So maybe that's what this was, but you got to come to get some clarification to know how to move from there. She didn't get no clarification.
Nope.
She said it was more like Angela Bassett.
Right. But see, again, she's got all these feelings.
Yeah.
None of them positive. None of them gave her partner the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. None of them said anything towards, this may not be what it looked like. Mm-hmm. Which also lets me know she was closed off to any type of thought process that this was okay, like this was an okay thing to do. Uh-huh. And when you're dealing with sensitive matters like that, that's one way people eliminate themselves of being a safe place.
Yeah. No,
because we typically don't distinguish what's okay and what's not okay. Is you not safe?
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
But she had an opportunity here to demonstrate. Any opportunity given to you to cut a fool is that same opportunity to demonstrate yourself as a good partner.
Yeah. Patience.
Right. Inquiring instead of accusation.
Yeah.
Had she just said, hey, like you said, came to her, I found this.
Yeah.
This lusty letter right here.
Yeah.
It's a lot in here and it's hard for me to digest because I read it.
Yeah.
First of all, you gotta accept the fact that you read that letter and it had nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Okay? And whatever you found out from the letter is not fair game.
Yeah.
You messed yourself up in that sense.
Yeah, that's why, not for nothing, a big song that now I kind of live by that I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
Hey, that's my thing. Lie to me, lie to me. Shout out, Neil.
I don't want to know. And you know what? If I find out, I want to find out on the pure strength of it came to me. I don't want to be the person who's like snooping, looking, always trying to see the worst in somebody.
Right.
That's why I'm telling you, there are times, man, what? Leave yourself unlocked. I don't want the problem.
Right.
Even if she found the letter, she didn't automatically have to read it. The curiosity killed the cat.
Facts.
You know, so you get a little too curious and you get to...
Sometimes it's better not to know. But you can't hop on something either. You can't be like, ooh, I know that letter there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say come to your partner, respect their boundaries. Come to them and ask about it. Because whatever it is...
respect their privacy and their personal space.
Whatever it was on that letter, right? Had you come to them or approached about it, you could have opened up a whole door to solidify your position and really became like a really good partner.
Yeah.
But when you start preaching war
off
something a person is sensitive about, you got a whole nother list of problems.
And you know what? I think that no matter what the true purpose behind that letter was, right? Because even if the letter was meant on some other shit, you know, and this person was really finna send this letter off or express how they was feeling to somebody else. I think that no matter how toxic of a person that you're dealing with or how bad of a relationship that you're in, you still have to practice good relationship habits so that whenever you actually find your person and you in a good relationship, you've already been practicing these habits.
And that's the most important thing because people are so ready to return your energy or like I'm on that, you know, but you have to be on a solid plane as an individual. Practice healthy practices. Do the healthy thing. Do the right thing. So, and you never know. I'll never forget, like, sometimes doing the right thing will spur the other person to do the right thing with you. And it's very, very important just to have those good practices just because that's a reflection of who you are.
Absolutely.
So.
And I'm never for matching energies.
Yeah.
I will never be like, match energies, what they own, that's what you own, that's how we finna move, that's how we finna. I'll never tell you that. I'm gonna keep this level of, I have good intentions, I have good energy towards you.
Right.
If you show me that you don't, now it's my decision on how I move with you, right? If we're gonna continue this relationship or not, because I may cut you off based on this move or this, whatever you doing, how it makes me feel. But I'm not gonna match your negative ass energy and bring that into my little world over here because I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to have good vibes and vibrations. My chakras lined up. I don't want that negative energy from you coming to me.
Right.
So I'm not matching energies.
Right.
I'm gonna come, we're gonna holler, hey, what this is?
Right.
Or, so look, I opened this letter. I seen who it was addressed to, so I closed it. I don't know what's in it. However, I seen who it was addressed to. That's how I know this is something else.
Right.
Which is why I'm respecting your space and your privacy, and I didn't read it. Is this something that we need to discuss? Is this person going to be a problem for us? How can we move from here? If this ain't shit, it ain't shit. And I'm gonna let it not be shit.
Right.
But is this something?
So I got a question for you, and I'm asking you specifically without giving my input because you are one. Okay. Does her partner now owe her an answer to the content of the letter? Ooh.
To the content of it. So she read it.
Let's say she did what you said. is she now owed an explanation to the content of that letter, what it said?
I think that if it affects us, yes. If this is how you're really feeling and you feeling like whatever, if the letter was like, I'm so in love with you, I wish we could make things work.
Which is what she said it was.
And if it's that, I feel like we need to sit down, we need to have a conversation. Because me and you are not going to move forward while you're still feeling like this with somebody else. You need to figure that out.
What if she wrote it down?
If she just wrote it out, I still feel like, hey, I wrote this out to figure this piece out.
Right, but does she owe her?
I feel like yes at that point.
That's what we do. I feel like yes.
And it's because I feel like when somebody respects your space and they respect your privacy, and this gonna sound bad, but I feel like that's a piece of the reward.
Nope, see, that's where we differ. If you really respect my privacy, don't expect that kind of reward. Because then you're not respecting my privacy. Now you're just doing it so you can get the reward, which is to find out anyway.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I feel like if this ain't shit, and I ask you, what is this? And you tell me, that's nothing. I needed to express myself. I needed to get out my feelings and my emotions. We ain't got to talk about what's in this letter. Right. You just said it ain't going to affect us. You just told me that we good. You just clarified everything that I needed to know, that me and you, we still here. We still lined up. We're still moving forward in this relationship. You still love me. I still love you. We still are working on our future. If you tell me, so I've been feeling like me and my ex got some unresolved issues. I didn't read this letter to know. But that's a piece of the clarification. If I open it, because you're my partner, right? Like, I ain't just, especially whenever you're really not snooping. If you dead ass not snooping, and I'm throwing shit away, and I open it and I see, oh shit, such and such name at the top, and I don't read it.
You gotta really not be snooping for you to not.
That's where we going with this scenario. Don't do that.
I'm just saying.
So that's where we going with this. So if you're really not, and you genuinely just find something, or I know something that happens to me is that if we're looking at something on your phone and it comes across and it's somebody's name, it ain't like I was looking. It ain't even like I read the message. But who the fuck is Cicely Tyson on here? You know what I mean?
So whether you ask or not is one thing. That's not what I'm asking.
Okay.
What I'm asking you is that person owed an explanation?
I feel like you're owed an explanation if it's going to be a problem. I feel like it's a follow-up question to the question. That's how I feel.
And if they don't know if it's a problem yet?
Then that's the answer too. I don't know if this is the issue. I don't know how I feel about this yet. I'm trying to work through these emotions. I'm not trying to play you. I'm not trying to leave you in the dark. I'm just trying to work through some of my own emotions. That is an answer in itself. That asks for time.
So an explanation is owed, not necessarily content.
Right. Just an explanation to, if I ask you if this ain't shit and you said ain't nothing, I don't really care at that point.
Right.
You feel me? Like, I don't really give a fuck.
No, because then the follow-up is, well, if you don't really care, if it ain't nothing, why can't I know about what's in the
No, that's not a good follow-up. Because
that's the common follow-up.
Oh, well, they need to work on their healing if they chakras align, because that's not a good follow-up. That's a terrible follow-up, because now you couldn't create a scenario in your fucking head, especially for a lot of us who are overthinkers. That's why I avoid a lot of those extras that come with it. I don't care what's in it if it ain't a problem. If it's not a problem for us, if I ask you if it's a problem.
So they have to accept whatever answer is given.
Right.
If they say it's not a problem, they got to be able to leave it there like they left it there.
Right. And you know what? Not for nothing, I always make sure to stand on business on, if I come to you and I ask you if this is a problem, and you look me in my face and you tell me that this is not a problem,
and then it
turned out to be a problem, we got a problem.
Time to get to problem solving.
Because now you a lying ass nigga. Like, now you're a liar.
Right.
And now I can't trust you.
No. That may not be the case. Okay, please. Because in that moment,
please explain.
Because in that moment, they could have really thought it wasn't a problem, but now it could have become a problem.
Okay. So if that's the case and that's the scenario, whenever you start to know it's a problem, you need to circle back with your person and tell them, hey, I know we discussed this, and I know that this wasn't a problem, but I'm starting to feel like this, and now we need to discuss it. Okay. Don't let me find out that this is a problem on the back end, you've been doing some other shit.
Now, if you're doing some other stuff, that's different. That's the escalation in the issue.
Right.
We literally just talk about the way this person feels.
Right.
Once you graduate to action, then that's a whole nother scenario.
Facts.
But in the feelings part of it, now you have to bring somebody in on your healing journey. That may not be something you're ready to do, even if it is a problem.
It may not be. And as long as that healing journey is not sacrificing and or hurting that person that you're with. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
A part of your healing journey can't be trying to rekindle to see if it works before you
and that turns into action. But I think it's a fine line you got to walk in. I think it depends on the person you're dealing with, of how you move in that scenario, because this is your healing journey. There's nothing more personal than that.
Right.
And then if I bring you in on this, you got to be a part of the healing, or I could have a whole new process I have to heal from.
Right.
Which is why I say, you may not be owed this person an explanation on the content.
Yeah.
This is my letter.
Yeah.
Okay? And I wrote it personally, and I didn't bring this to you for a reason.
And that's what I'm saying. If you ask them and they give you a straight answer on, this ain't got nothing to do with us.
Even if it become a problem internally. Now, I'm big on telling your partner everything, but I'm also big on knowing who your partner is.
I agree with that.
And for me personally, once I figure that my partner is not somebody I could bring something like this to,
you're not bringing it.
That's not my partner no more.
Damn.
Right. Because I need to have complete availability to them.
No, absolutely.
Because if I got a partner and I'm looking for marriage, I gotta be able to bring you something like this. I have to be so in tune with my partner, so trusting of my partner, that I could tell them, hey, today I woke up and I don't know why, but I miss my ex, and I'm not sure where that came from. I wasn't thinking about them. I ain't spoke to them, but I just got to thinking, and I was like, I don't want to be with them, but that feeling came over me, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I need to be okay in a place that I could just say that and it be left right there with no repercussions.
Right. I mean, you know what? I think that it can be. I think that if you have the right person, I really do. Like, genuinely, I feel like if you have the right person, but I think that person, this is two healthy people.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to tell you, the person who wrote the letter, I don't feel like they helped.
This is too healthy.
I don't feel like they helped. I wouldn't tell her jack.
Because you know what? I always preach so hard on, if you're not your person's safe space.
You ain't fun space?
Don't be mad when you find out that they have a safe space. But you are not it.
Yeah.
And even if they're going to like therapy, my partner can be one of my biggest therapists. Like, tell you everything under the sun. Because I trust that whatever I'm saying, you're not going to hold it over my head.
Right.
You're not going to use it against me in battle.
Right.
Because you know what? Whenever you're dealing with a real relationship and a real partner, you either have a teammate or an opponent. They either on the team with you and y'all riding together.
Or that's who the team fighting.
Or they are op Loki.
Yes.
And if they're not your safe space, you're right. You're not going to tell them nothing. And a lot of times, females destroy the safe space and then be mad whenever they do. Don't tell them nothing. You're like, why don't you talk to me?
Because you're not a safe space.
You can't use that shit against me and think I'm going to tell you something. And I don't know if what kind of safe space this was or not. Or
I'm going to tell you wholeheartedly, I don't believe she was a safe space.
You don't think she was a safe space?
Because I still felt like she was snooping. And her aggression towards the letter. There was nothing positive about anything about finding that letter.
Not that she was still snooping. We still
Oh, yeah, no, I ain't leaving that part. But it was nothing positive about that. Like if I were to find this letter from my person, my immediate thought is not that they're cheating or that they want to be with the individual. I'm literally going to look at the fact that this meant something.
Yeah.
They took the time, they wrote it all out. Yeah. At some point they felt this way.
Yeah.
But, and that's to say if I even read it, first of all. But if I did read it, I'm going to be thinking like, yo, they feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
Let me show up as a partner.
Yeah.
Hey, I found this letter. I read this letter.
Yeah.
Is there anything you need to get off your chest? Yay or nay? Is there anything you want to talk about? Yay or nay? And then I accept whatever you give me.
Yeah.
Even if it's nothing. Because I found the letter. Not you brought it to me.
Right.
I found it. Right. So being that that's the case, it wasn't meant for me.
Yeah.
And it was none of my business.
Yeah.
Because this wasn't written to me.
Yeah.
And even if you were going to get rid of it, even if I was supposed to never see it or whatever it was, That is my time to show up as a partner. And she took an offense to the whole letter when she wasn't even in the fight. I think it was slightly selfish and self-centered because automatically it was made about her and how it was an attack on their relationship and how the girl was doing her wrong. No, sorry, I can't stand on it. I can't stand on it. Not when you didn't have no facts. Not when you just read a letter. Now you ready to throw hands. Throw hands after they be like, yeah, this is a letter I wrote. Or you find out that they lied about the letter. Okay, I give you, or if they got a history of cheating on you with this person, which I think she would have pointed that out. But instead, it was all about you found the letter because you was cleaning that wasn't your business to begin with.
So let's get to how we can help our good sister out.
Our snooping sister out.
Our good sister.
Welcome back. So we can go ahead and get to this breakdown. Stop snooping. Mind your business.
I say be more open, honest with your feelings and your emotions. I say come and talk to your partner on both parts. I say come and talk to your partner if you do come across something like this, and don't just automatically assume the worst from your partner. Mind you, keep in mind at all times that this is a person that you love. This is a person that you're trying to do life with. This is a person that you set them up here, right? So keep that in mind whenever you find these kind of things and you see these kind of things.
Right.
So bring that to them and be like, hey, I was cleaning today, but I have found this, something going on.
Right.
Now you kind of know how to move, you kind of maneuver, you don't hold the information over their head. If they do tell you, hey, I feel some type of way, whatever y'all talk about. Now y'all have that discussion, y'all figure out what y'all can do. If this person just needs to vent, clarify, whatever, do they need to talk to this other person? Like, what do they need to do?
Right.
And you be okay and be a supportive partner.
Right.
Don't automatically accuse and think the worst of your person immediately just because you find something, because you don't know the context in which it was written.
Inquire instead of accuse. And be okay with just trusting your partner. I think that is a big element in this.
Especially if your partner hasn't ever broken your trust.
Right. Trust that it's nothing. And if you just can't leave something alone, be open and willing to accept whatever they give you.
Right.
But I'm gonna stand on respect their privacy. Respect their privacy. Even if you
agree with respecting their privacy.
Whether you snoop or whether you happen to find it, once you realize this was something that personal, mind your business. If you're curious about it, bring it to your partner. Otherwise, let them know that their home is still safe.
Absolutely.
And they're not going to be judged for something they felt, they wrote, they looked at. I think too many times, because of that insecurity that an individual has about their own home, creates in them a want to be secretive because they're not secure. And when you're not secure in your own space, there's somewhere you lay your head, you definitely have that, you feel you need to hide. But hiding will initially make a doorway for you to hide things that aren't good to hide. Right. Like you could be hiding, like this letter may have been something they needed. If it was therapy, it was something that they would have to hide now. That's still good, but they need to hide. But that also makes a way for them not, okay, I hid this, now I'm getting practice and hiding stuff from my partner. And having that practice leaves the door open to go explore, to hide bigger things. So give your partner trust. They will then gain security and in turn will become open, which is typically how that goes. Once you show trust, they feel secure, they open up. But a lot of times that's not what we do. We don't give trust. All right, we accuse. And then they don't feel secure, so they lock down and now they tell you less. So everything you did to try to get answers, now you'll never get, because you'll never know when a new circumstance serves up. But when you acted good during this circumstance, they remember that. So then further in the future, they are open to you. They'll tell you, hey, so and so came back around.
Yeah.
But because I worked through the problem, I shut that down.
Yeah.
And instead, because you were such a headache, that may push them to the next person.
Yeah.
And so now you got a bigger problem.
Yeah.
So she could have potentially destroyed her own relationship just because of that. And because those problems went unsolved, because that situation went unhealed, I wouldn't even be surprised if they went back to the other person.
No.
Because now they start to compare the two individuals.
Yeah.
One, they were already feeling some type of way trying to work out for it, and then now this one, you've shown your true color.
Yeah, you know how I feel about spinning the block.
Well, you know, everybody feel that way.
We spinning the block.
Right, but she did.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, she might have just went back just because it was safer.
Yeah, yeah.
So
that's 100% accurate. It's possible.
Yeah. So, but that's all we have time for today. Thank you for joining us.
Remember, healthy love heals.
We out.
Your touch drives me crazy. Your smile is amazing.